Welcome back to the channel, guys. Yeah, it's been a minute, been a while. As I said, content as we get it, we push it out, but it hasn't been much for the past couple of days. Today we're just going to do some engine assembly, putting together the engine for the Civic, the SIR Civic, the one I'm in now. Yeah, we'll change the lower half to a 1800 LS, so see how much more power we can pull out of this car, and hopefully put us somewhere beyond 14 seconds. Hopefully, maybe 13 somewhere, and then we'll find our way back to 14 in competition. But I want to see how much power I can pull from this car. With the current head, with the current cam, with more displacement and more and better torque. Yeah, because the LS gives you a lot more torque. And the 1800 is the same bore, but the stroke is gonna be longer than the GSR because of the LS component. So it's a B20 18B crank with the same CTR pistons, ARP rod bolts, and stock rods. So we're gonna see how much we can get done today. So I'm gonna jump in, but before I do, I wanna give a great shout out and thanks to you guys for subscribing and liking the content. We've made the 1000 subscription mark, and I want to thank you guys especially for making that happen. You guys did not just glance at the videos, but you took the time out to subscribe, and I want to show my appreciation for that. So thank you guys, and we'll just jump right into the content, which is me assembling the engine and also giving an update on some other projects that we have as well. Alright guys, welcome back. As indicated, we did say we have some bills to put out, don't it? Yeah, no, it's been a while, about 3 weeks, 4 weeks now. But yeah, we can either get some things prepared. So B18 B black. This was from a previous turbo build. Got this block that needed some work. Had some issues here and here, the water jacket thing. Apparently they left water in the cooling system. So that they just got them welded out and then had the block decked. Maybe a toe, they took off a toe off the top of the block. So now we're gonna basically do some assembly work and put together an 1800 block for black car Civic, and then sometime early in January, see if we can get it tuned. Also looking at changing the intake to Scum to Ultra Straight from the Pro Series. See if we can get more flow into the cylinders so we can make use of the cams that we have. Alright, so we've done some prep work on the cylinder. It's been sitting a while, so there's some rust marks. I'm gonna clean that up and see if we can push the pistons in. We already had the crankshaft set in the block, and it spins freely. Yeah, so kind of stiff now, but with a handle on it, you can spin freely. Let me get something out of the tool pan. I need a 19. This. Yeah. Try this with a it is, crankshaft in. Spins pretty freely using my finger. Alright, so we're going LS crank, LS block, and we're gonna go with some CTR pistons. These are YCPs. These are some YCP pistons. I'm not sure you can see, but these are YCPs. I want to clean up everything and start putting everything together today, and then see if we can put on the oil pan and the girdle. Not the girdle, oil pan and the windage tray and the pickup. From there we'll just wait until we get the oil pump and those other things, but yeah, I'm gonna start assembling. Alright guys, quick update. So we've completely assembled the lower half of the engine, all pistons in. Only thing, I am going to change this oil pump. Not so sure what type this is, if it came off the LS, but I'm going to see if I can get a Type R oil pump and replace this, so I can get all the oil pressure I need to run the whole VTEC system right. Let me just flip this over quickly so you can see the top half and the rotating assembly. Alright guys, so I had the block turned over and this is the rotating assembly. As you can see, we're going with the high compression setup LS. According to the calculator, it says it's going to be about 13.9, which I don't foresee it being that high. It's somewhere in the 13s, but not 13, not that high at 13. Alright, so block spins okay. Just doing it with one hand, why seems so difficult, but yeah. What I'm gonna do, since I'm not going to make the swap just now, is I'm gonna leave it half deck with the pistons in it and probably put some oil on the top of it so that it doesn't rust. Yeah, so this is the B18 setup for the this is the B18 for the black car. So as soon as we pull the trigger on making the swap, and this is the engine that will be going in there. Alright. So I'm gonna give you another quick update on the other items we're working on. So that's alright guys, so we picked up this Subaru some time ago. No engine nor yeah, it wasn't starting. It was just a roller. It was a regular 5-speed gearbox, and you know, we wanted to put back a Subaru engine in here, but with how expensive those engines can be, and also how, you know, the horror stories I've heard about them being unreliable, I was thinking about possibly doing another project. So the project would be something to what the Boosted Boys did with their Subaru STI, which is a K-24 engine mated to the Subaru drivetrain. I'm thinking strongly about it. I do have a block head, I have a long block and head that I can put together and get everything going. The only concerns I have are the mating plate, clutch, and the pressure plate for the gearbox, as well as how do we mount that engine up to the subframe that's here. Because of the how the boxer engine was, it would sit in these two brackets here, two holes. So that's the engine mount that would be there. But we're going K24, we might need to find a different spot to mount it, or if the kit comes with the mounts and everything, we could go in that direction. So the idea is to get the mount kit for it, put it together, and we already have the turbo that came off the car. I'm not so sure if I'm gonna use that back, but what I'll do is possibly see what at the time when we're putting this together we can move on getting another turbo. Right, so as we said, we got one. This is a regular 5-speed. I know that these gearboxes also have an issue in terms of how far you can push them, but I want to see if I can probably find an STI gearbox. I have to be in real luck, but I have some other things I need to get for that to work. The STI gearbox is one. The back end is another thing. The drive shaft. And also I'm looking into getting some suspension for this car, but so far the interior, barring all of this crap, is pretty much okay. Seats look nice, and the AC vents are okay. The panels, the door cards aren't that bad in a condition. Around the back you have the back seats, fairly okay. Interior is in, I'd say maybe a 8. No, not so much. No, not so much. A 6 out of 10. You have 1 and 2 things you need to change. Yeah, that needs to be replaced or wrapped over or changed or whatever. But yeah. So the idea is to K-swap this, see what power we can make out of it, and we already have an ECU I'm thinking about using. It's a K-tuner ECU that I had done for the red car earlier. I'm sure it won't work for it. It didn't work for the red car, but it probably would work for this. I just need to ensure I have a drive-by-wire throttle body on the car, and that should make it work. So I'm gonna probably get that done. We have the wire loom already for it. We have pretty much everything for the engine. The only major thing we need is the conversion kit, which is the mounting plate to mount the gearbox to the engine, the flywheel, and clutch and pressure plate. And once we have those, we should be able to just fit the car together and have it going again. Yeah, and share it with the group, and hopefully we can grow the family so that we all can take part. And remember guys, any comment, any ideas you guys have, please share it. I'm always up for advice, always up for any form of information I can get. I would really appreciate it. So yeah, thanks again, and stay tuned for the next video. All right, cool.